Hey everybody, welcome back to Digi Bros.
Now we get to see integrated wolf and oh my fucking Jesus, fuck
Jesus
my
Christ.
ass Christ. Holy shit on my dick, I forgot how fucking freaky this thing
Hey,
is.
it's Dipshit.
Oh Jesus. Oh Jesus.
Dipshit from Dark Souls.
What?
Your character from Dark Souls.
Oh,
is
you're
named
right.
Dipshit.
Is that him?
Yeah, man, he looks like a
Fuck my fucking dick.
That
is a freaky bitch, man.
Right before we started the show, I got a Skype contact request from someone named
Yes.
Gilgamesh. The
Gilgamesh!
avatar is Ginkgo from
My
Mushishi.
favorite fan.
Garugamesh. The
Garugamesh!
avatar is Ginkgo from Mushishi, and this contact request said, "Hi Conrad, can I add you to this call?"
Yes.
And all I could think was, name Gilgamesh, just like the commenter Gilgamesh, refers to me as Conrad, meaning they probably know me through Digi Bros. Can I add you to this call, which is the call sign of that anime snob who Gilgamesh is a big fan of.
Yes.
I feel like it's a ploy to get me into a call with that anime snob, even though I have that anime snob's contact, so it's not like he couldn't just call me himself.
No.
Unless I don't think I blocked him, so yeah. But yeah, that's what I suspect that is, and I'm definitely not accepting it, because I don't accept any Skype contact requests from people I don't know.
But you don't want to talk to Gilgamesh?
Not really.
I would love to hear what his voice sounds like.
I imagine
would
he
just-
sounds like that
I would love
anime
it.
snob.
Oh.
But like a deeper
Of all the
voice
people
to
I'd
that
love
anime
to meet.
snob. Anyways.
Oh man, what would I do? What would I do if I met such a celebrity?
Here's a topic of conversation for you.
What?
Wait, celebrity? Were you talking about that anime snob
No,
or
I'm talking about
Gilgamesh?
Gilgamesh.
I
I don't know what the fuck that name is, man.
Oh, that was totally a sentence.
Oh shit, wait, this
That
is
is
a
a
cool
freaky
guy.
shit.
Oh,
Anyway,
fuck.
here's a topic of conversation. You know what a catch-22 is, right?
Not really.
It's sort of like a chicken and the egg thing.
Uh-huh.
Like,
I see. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck.
actually, you know what? Because I've never really actually looked it up, or maybe I did and forgot. Let's actually look up catch-22 to make sure
The
we're
actual
okay.
definition to catch 22.
A catch-22 is a paradoxical situation from which an individual cannot escape because of contradictory rules. For example, to apply for this job, you would have to be insane, but if you are insane, you are unacceptable for the job. So, it's sort of like a chicken and the egg thing.
Yeah.
It's a logical paradox.
Yeah.
So, here's a sort of catch-22 for you
Yeah.
about me and anime.
Yeah.
I've never finished an anime that didn't intrigue me from the very beginning.
What?
Because I drop anime if it doesn't intrigue me from the very beginning.
No.
And so, it's funny because people will often talk about shows that I like
Yeah.
and say that it starts off slow or starts off shitty but gets better.
Yeah.
And it's never true for me.
Yeah.
There's no anime I like that gets better. And so people, like, when people criticize me for dropping shows all the time, the argument they always raise is, but a lot of shows start off shitty and then they get better. But I've never experienced that
Yeah.
really because
It
I
depends
drop
on how,
shows if they start
how
off
critical
shitty.
you were of the first episode
Well, it's
and how far you got.
it's
after
also that
but-
like I can, like I said before, I feel like I can tell a good
Probably
show
teleport
from the
up here.
start. Like, one of the shows that people constantly say this about is Steins Gate. People always say the first 9 episodes of Steins Gate are boring, and then it
I'll
gets
agree
exciting.
to an extent on that because like for me, I didn't know where it was going and I wasn't that intrigued and I felt like I was because you kind of forced me into Steins Gate to an extent because everyone was saying it was great, so I was a little obligated to watch it even though I wasn't immediately interested. And so it did get better to me as it went on because I wasn't ready for the first
Well,
part
see,
and I didn't get it.
That happens to people like you. Doesn't
Yes.
happen to me.
Yeah,
I was immediately into Steins Gate.
I know.
Like,
Which
within,
for me it was like
within 2
why?
episodes, I was super into Steins Gate, and within 4 episodes, I already considered it a favorite. Like, that was the fastest I ever considered a show to be a favorite, because I thought the dialogue was phenomenal. Like, every character
Which
was
for me
funny
is just
and cool.
fucking reading and
Right. Exactly, because you're a fucking idiot.
I'm a fucking
Especially
simpleton.
this is like
I am a
2011, so
dipshit.
you know you couldn't
Yeah.
even read back then.
I couldn't read.
I'm sure
I
it
couldn't
would be
read until I was
different now.
95.
Right. I'm sure it would be different for you now. You'd probably more easily
Probably.
understand.
And I know where it's going, so it's like I'd be invested immediately.
I don't care where a show's going.
Yeah.
It's episode 1. I don't expect to know
Okay,
where it's
but
going.
you're a. What if the spoilers help me enjoy the show, Conrad?
That's a fair point.
There you go.
Which
On
is
your spoiler
funny
shit.
because I criticized the shit out of people for spoiling me for the new Rick and Morty. But
spoiler fucking crybaby.
But here's
right
why.
Here.
Here's why. It was within minutes of the episode airing.
Yeah.
Someone sends me a picture of Poopy Butthole, like
Yeah.
bleeding with real blood on the
Which
ground, and it
sucks.
said like "Save my Poopy Butthole," and like. It was within minutes of the episode coming out, so they just assumed that I had watched it right when it came out, and I had been asleep. So I check my Twitter, and the first thing I see is this bleeding banana creature. So then I start watching the episode, and immediately I go, okay, the twist is gonna be that all of these things are illusions, except Poopy Butthole's gonna turn out to be real at the end.
No.
And like for everybody else, it was a hilarious, shocking twist, and for me, it was how I figured out everything that was gonna happen in the episode.
Yes.
So like. I'm sure if I watched it a second time, then it would be fine.
But the spoiler hindered your enjoyment of the episode.
I don't know if it hindered my enjoyment so much as it made me think about it the whole time.
Yeah. Which
And like,
wasn't fun. Wasn't as much fun as not thinking about it because you didn't know.
but if I hadn't been like right about to watch it, like it wouldn't have
Look,
been
man.
that big a problem, you know?
This is-
Like, it's the fact that
you can't cry about one spoiler and not accept all spoilers.
It's the fact that he spoiled the ending of a show that he knew I was gonna watch.
Yes.
Assumed I already had watched within minutes of it coming out, and sends it specifically to me. Like
that was a fucking
it wasn't okay. It wasn't just me. It was
spoiler
like
terror,
he tagged
man.
like
That
5
is-
people that he knows watch Rick and Morty,
I see.
and then posted that picture
he was just too eager to fucking talk about it.
within like minutes of it coming out.
Yeah.
And he posts the ending spoil, and I'm like, there's no. And like reading through those names, I was the most likely person to have actually watched it when it came out.
Yeah.
Most of those guys probably hadn't. So I know they all got spoiled, and they had no context to appreciate the joke, because he just literally sent a spoiler. He didn't
Yeah.
send like a funny joke about the spoiler. He just sends a fucking spoiler for the
Yes.
episode. Like, oh, Poopy Butthole, poor Poopy Butthole, and there's a picture, and I'm like, you couldn't have just posted this as a tweet instead of
Fucking
sending
jackass.
it to me, you know? Because I don't follow this guy on Twitter. He just sent me a spoiler, and I was like, why? Why would you do that? Like, why would you specifically send someone a spoiler for a show you know they're watching? Like, it's just like,
Shit.
that's the
on
one
my
time I
fucking
can legitimately
ass.
say I was annoyed by a spoiler. And of course I was called out for that immediately by Tommy Oliver. Oh, what happened to spoilers are good? And I was like, sometimes there's an exception that proves the rule.
This is like spoiler karma, Connor.
This is the
Fuck!
exception that proves the rule, okay?
I'm sorry, viewers, but I'm gonna freak out every fucking time I get screamed at by these dudes because it's terrifying. Because they have a big sword, alright? It fucking hurts.
But anyways, what I was saying, I've never watched an anime that I felt I didn't like at first and then it got better. But that's because I drop every
Persona
anime that I
Online.
didn't like at. What? What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
Okay.
Anyways, never watched a show I didn't like at first and then it got better. But that's only because I've never finished a show I didn't
Sword Art
like
Online
at
doesn't
first.
get better, so it doesn't.
No, I don't know.
But you did finish it, even though you didn't like it at first.
I liked it more at first than I did later.
That's kind of true, I guess.
Like,
You didn't hate it at
when it first started, we were both like, yeah, this is cool.
Yeah, I was pretty fucking into it for like 4 or 5 episodes because I was suspending my disbelief because I thought it was
Right.
gonna be good. and then I very quickly learned that it was
Yeah.
not going to be good, and then I very quickly got pissed the fuck off at the end of the first arc
Yeah.
when it turned out to be stupid.
Yeah. So, anyways. Shit. Fuck, right. Yeah, and so there's like, there've been, I was recently, like, because of this knowledge, and like, the thing is, there's never been a show as well that, like, I super feel like I'm missing out on. Because, like, most of the shows that other people say get better later that I did like, I liked from the beginning. Like Steins Gate. Like, within 4 episodes, I thought it was amazing.
Yeah.
And I like those... I like the first 9 episodes of Steins Gate more than the rest of the show. Because
sure.
it's, like, all character building. And all the
Yes.
characters are super interesting, and so it was really fun to watch. And then it gets into the plot, and it's kind of like, okay, well, now it's just talking about, like, exposition and stuff that's not as interesting to me. But, like... And so there's, like, a ton of shows like that. But then... the shows that people say that about that I haven't watched, none of them sound like the kind of thing I'd be into based on like other people's reviews. Like the biggest show I get shit for not finishing is Shinsekai Yori, which I mean I think Hope gave that a 10 out of 10. It's a popular like sci-fi show from 2012 that like
Ghost Rats!
it came out at a time when I wasn't watching anime really.
Yeah.
And the first, like when it first came out, I dropped it within like 10 minutes. I didn't understand what was happening and it seemed really fucking like it. I hesitate to use the word pretentious, but the way that it was structured really bothered me. Like it was trying to be like weird for no reason, and I was just like, I don't want to watch this. So I immediately dropped it. And I hate the character designs. I hate the way the show looks. It's an A1 Pictures show. It looks like garbage.
Nice.
But like over time, I saw a lot of people praising this show, giving it really high scores, talking about its interesting sci-fi concepts. Apparently it has lesbians, and I was like, that's always good. So I was like, sweet. And then when I talked about Psychopaths, people kept telling me that it was like the same plot as Psychopaths, so I should watch it. And I was like, all right, I'll give it a shot. And so, like, I struggled through 4 episodes of that and stopped watching it. Like,
Yeah.
I hated those 4 episodes. And people kept telling me, like, well, it gets really interesting later, and the early episodes are kind of boring. But I was like, can it possibly? Like, I hate this. Like, what could it possibly do to make me not hate this? And then the person I asked was, Omoe Kane, who's a blogger who's very strange. Omoe Kane has very strange taste. He's an anime fan who's been a fan for like 30 years. He gets into a lot of shows I don't like that like he likes for odd reasons. And I knew he'd watched Shinsekai Yori, and he had written a review where he said it was just kind of okay. And I literally just like messaged him on Twitter and I said, if I hate the first 4 episodes of Shinsekai Yori, is it worth it to finish the show? And he said, not really, no. And I said, cool, not gonna finish it.
Awesome.
Like, that was all the anyone talking to me I needed. It was just him saying that, and I was like, sweet, awesome, I don't need to fucking finish it. And people still give me shit about it, and like,
Back.
it's at that point where people give me so... It's like with Sword Art Online, where people ask me about it so much that I finally just watched it. Like, people have given me so much shit for not finishing Shinsekai Yori that I kind of want to finish it just to shut people up. And I'm sure I'm not going to like it. Because it feels like Ergo Proxy to me. Except I actually liked the early episodes of Ergo Proxy. So, like, it's even worse. Where I'm going to come out of it just not getting anything out of it. Like... there's a lot of people who really like Ergo Proxy and seem to think that it has a lot of smart, interesting ideas, but I don't understand them if they're there. And, like, I think I've mentioned this on the show before, but, like, I'm just waiting for the day someone just fucking explains it to me.
Yeah.
Like, and even then, I don't know if I'll like it, you know.
No.
There are sometimes people explain something and I go, okay, I get that that's a thing, but I don't care. And then there's like, very rarely has someone explained something and I go, oh, well now I get it and it's kind of cool. Like you with the Deer Hunter, where it was like, oh, now I get it, that is kind of cool. Maybe I do like the movie more now that I've thought about it, you know.
I'm glad I had that effect.
God, what can I think of? I'm trying to think of like an anime where that... Have you ever had like an anime you totally didn't get and then someone explained it to you and like you
No, I've had something like... where I watched it a second time and liked it a lot more, which is what happened with Zammed.
Oh yeah, that was
where,
a great
like,
example.
The first time I watched Zammed, it's just like I had expectations of what it was gonna be.
Right, because it seemed like it was gonna be like a Rekka 7.
Yeah,
at the beginning, and it totally wasn't.
And
like
it was not the show I thought it was gonna be.
Right.
And it, like, that bothered me while I was watching. And then I watched it again. And I was like, I actually really like this.
Right.
Like, it's actually pretty cool.
An example, a counter example from Shinsekai Yori, another show that like came out around that time in 2012, that I also dropped after the first episode because I didn't get it. Once again, was Humanity Has Declined, but like that show I heard good things about, and I already could tell that I was gonna like it. Like from the things I heard about it, I was like, okay, I need to give this show another shot because this sounds like my kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then I watched it, and like after the first episode, I immediately was like, okay, I'm gonna enjoy this now, and I did. I thought it was fucking fantastic. 9 out of 10. But
9 out of 10.
But that was totally different. I watched that first episode again, and like whereas I hadn't liked it the first time, this time I could immediately tell I was going to enjoy the show. Shinsekai Yori, I will be shocked if I like that show.
Yeah.
You know, I will be really fucking shocked if I watch that whole show and I think it's more than like a 6 out of 10 at the best, you know?
Yeah.
Because, man, I hate those first 4 episodes.
Fucking Shin can suck my Yuri.
Next time on Digi Bros. That.
Yeah.